principle of vibration. This principle states the truth that everything moves, everything vibrates. The life is movement. It has been very wisely said. And there is nothing inert. There is nothing is at rest. Everything moves at all. This is not so obvious for our limited senses, but the study and scientific research have shown to man through microscopes and many other instruments this truth, known by the Hermetic sages for many centuries ago in ancient Egypt. Today we know that atoms are composed of electrons, and these electrons are in a perpetual and constant movement revolving around the nucleus. Scientists say that light, the heat, the magnetism, are modes of vibratory motion. This is how science has been making a classification of the vibrations of various physical phenomena. For example, they say that the vibrations of electricity vary 33,554,432 vibrations per second to 34,459,738,368 vibrations per second. John the Evangelist, a real great master of esotericism, enunciate this precious truth. The beginning is the Word. And the Word is God, and without him nothing was made that has been done. The Word is the universal sound, in whose vibrations we live and move and have our being. It is the sound that sustains the life of the atoms to the worlds. Life is movement. Where there are movement there are sound. Where there are sound there are vibration. And since as life is immanent, pervading, omnipresent, it can be stated with certainty the truth of the Hermetic principle. Everything vibrates. Pythagoras also knew this truth and spoke of the music of the spheres many centuries ago, when at the time there were no scientific instruments, which later proved the truth of this assertion. Goethe in his Faust also made express this knowledge. In writing, the sun intones his ancient song, amid the singing of her sister spheres, and follow the prescribed route, sonorously, in the course of the years. Physical science has shown that sound creates shapes. That can be proved by a simple experiment that everyone can do in our houses. On a glass surface covered with sand, we slide on one of its edges a violin bow and we'll see how different geometric shapes are drawn there. But also, like the sound generates new states, also transforms them. Or, as we say vulgarly, destroys them. From all of us is a known fact that a singer can emit as sharp vibrations capable of breaking glass, like the famous Enrico Caruso. Felix Mendelssohn's grandson, for many years, experienced the destructive power of sound and concluded that, once the keynote of a building, bridge or anything else is found, it can be destroyed by interpreting that keynote with sufficient persistence and sonority. This brings to mind a passage from the Bible, which is not a book to believe but a Kabbalistic scientific text to study and understand. There in the book of Joshua, it is counted as 7 Israelite priests playing 7 trumpets, and giving 7 laps around the walls of Jericho destroyed it. By the sound and rhythm, they destroyed those walls. Let's face now the useful and practical part of this principle of vibration. Our thoughts are sounds audible for ourselves and inaudible to other human beings. William Atkinson says, "When we think, we issued vibrations of an ethereal substance, as real as the vibrations manifesting light, heat, electricity, magnetism." The scientist Elisha Gray in his book, Miracles of Nature, says the thought waves and sound waves emit color. The vibrations of sound waves vary between 40,000 and 400 million per second, and vibrations of the colored waves are 700 billion per second. Depending on the thought waves that we predominantly issued, so will be the events that will happen to us. That is, if we issue thoughts of love, benevolence will attract love, kindness for us and for the environment around us. Aristotle wrote, "Music has the power to form the character, and various types of music, based on various modes, can be distinguished by their effects on the character of the person acting one. For example, to melancholy, another to enthusiasm, etc." Plato wrote in his book The Republic, "Music training is the more potent instrument than any other, because it finds its way into the inner depths of the soul of who is well educated. That is why we delight in select music, music that elevates us to the regions of the soul to be filled with sensitivity, of a noble and healthy enthusiasm. Music composed as Beethoven, Mozart, Mendelssohn, Vivaldi, Strauss, Handel, etc." Another practical aspect of this Hermetic principle is the reference to the vibrations we emit through our larynx, to wit the spoken word. We must strive every day, every second, so that our words, thoughts, feelings, images, be imbued with affection, of truth, beauty, thus creating us a better fate. Our words, thoughts, feelings, images, are the vibrations that determine our destiny. We are responsible before the law of the divine justice, law of causality, for its quality and for its effects.